Hey guys, welcome back to Sightline Strategies. I am here with the one and only Angela Humphreys of So Fabulous, and today we're going to go over the fundamentals of style and concealment. If you look at some other pages, there's a lot of good men's style fashion pages on YouTube. I've actually personally been trying to increase my style without giving up concealment. As we all know, that's something that's very important, and you can have both, so take both. So before we get into it, Angela, how about you introduce yourself and tell me what you do and what services do you offer?
Okay, thank you, Tim.
Mhm.
I'm So Fabulous LLC here in Somerville. I have an alterations business doing anything with clothes, a lot of local LE, military. I specifically tailor your clothing around your firearm. I'm comfortable with you bringing your firearm. I'm a concealed carrier myself and also a firearms instructor out at Shoot Logic. And Tim here was one of my first instructors, so we have known each other for a few years now.
Quite some time.
Yeah, I'm just happy to work with him concealing clothing.
Awesome. Thank you for letting me do this, Angela. I really appreciate it. So what she mentioned was here in Somerville. So that is something that is very important to myself, is finding local businesses to work with. It just so happens that Angela came out to Shoot Logic one day, had some classes. Now she's addicted and can't get enough. However, I have now tried to support her with her business because supporting local businesses is very important to myself. So when we get further into this, what I would recommend is try to find that local person that will work with you, and they might be more open to you bringing a firearm or various things into their place of business. Like I said, you do a lot of stuff with patchwork and military and law enforcement uniforms and things like that.
I do.
So, Angela, what would you recommend in regards to having men's style or having a man come into your place of business with a firearm specifically? Like, what do you recommend in regards to materials, length, or do you notice certain things when men come to you?
I do. Often men that come in with a firearm come in with oversized clothes, often a t-shirt, and it's just sloppy. Not just men, women as well, but because it's easier to conceal and gives a level of accessibility.
Right.
But that's not, it looks sloppy to begin with, and it's, some people think the bigger the shirt, the easier it is, but you can't have too much fabric as well.
Why can you have much fabric? Can you go into more detail about that? Like, why would more fabric inhibit concealment?
Not so much concealment, accessibility. You want to be able to quickly get to your firearm and not be lifting up oodles of fabric. Personally, I won't wear a tunic anymore because I cannot clear my firearm in one move with a tunic.
That's good to point. Would you think that a big sloppy t-shirt, like I myself, that's why I'm here. I'm trying to improve my style, and I was that guy wearing big sloppy t-shirts. That's a great point. Do you think that a big t-shirt can also cling to or inhibit concealment with a lack of drape, so to speak?
Yep, a t-shirt or a knit fabric in particular will find, I guess, the path of least resistance and can easily get snagged up on your firearm. It can get snagged on your sights. It clings to your body and your firearm, and it's going to print.
Okay. What do you think about having taper? Like, we've talked about taper before. Guys, I've used Angel's service before. She does great work, and we're going to do a demo of some of the things that she can do and what I'm specifically looking for with style and concealment. However, what do you think about things like taper with a guy with a more V taper or helping that drape over the firearm? Do you do stuff like that, and what have you found in doing that?
I found, first of all, he's got to have a good holster for the clothing that he's choosing to wear. It's got to be, he's got to give me something to work with to begin with.
Okay.
It's got to be a good holster that he can conceal feasibly with. I think a tapered shirt looks nice. It's very attractive on a man, to see a man that's nicely dressed anyway.
There you go. Now we're getting into it.
These are the details.
Yeah, exactly.
It's attractive. Of course, if it's tapered to fit the body, that works well because that's more flattering, rather than if it's too big or you've got it squeezed into a medium. That doesn't look good either, but it's equally bad if the shirt is too big.
So something like shoulders and chest on a man, at least, having that with that taper will allow the fit to be around the shoulders and chest and allow you that more drape around the firearm. Okay, that makes perfect sense. What about something like length? We've talked about the sloppiness t-shirt, but what have you found about length, and what would you recommend a proper length on most shirts on a man?
I'd say proper length is probably halfway down on the crotch area between the waist and the crotch, because he wants to be able to clear his firearm and draw quickly, but he needs to practice with that. And I'm quite happy for him to obviously lift up a shirt and put a hand on the firearm until we get the right length. There isn't a one size fits all.
Absolutely. So like you said, guys, that's pretty much a basic style tip, is not having the shirt too long. Like this one's just a touch too long. I actually came to get this one altered just a little bit today for me. So I am going to go through those motions. However, you can have both, because like you just said, a shirt should be about mid crotch, so to speak, right? We're trying to add shape to the torso in a very fundamental point. Would you agree with that?
Yes. Yeah.
So you can have both. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and she's going to pin up this shirt, and we'll talk about some of the things that she is looking for, what I want, and this is why I came to her, because like she said, one size does not fit all. So she's going to allow me to not only come up about mid-crotch, so to speak. Stop looking, you perverts. What we're going to do, though, is it'll be fitted to me. That is why I recommend find a local seamstress or a tailor. Spend the money. If you're going to save a little bit of money on the clothing itself, spend the money on a good tailor to fit it to you. It's all about looking good and looking more professional while properly concealing the firearm. One thing I would say is right off the rip, go check out Alex Sansone of the Suited Shootist. If you want more of what I am talking about, you can have both. You can have a well-dressed guy or a well-dressed individual and still carry the proper tools to defend yourself. So, Angela, you ready to get to it?
I'm ready.
All right, so I'm just letting her work right now. I'm standing in front of a mirror so I can check myself in front of the mirror. And she is pulling the shirt up about to the mid-crotch or mid-thigh area. And then what we'll do from there is check my length and where I want my hands to go whenever I do my dry fire practice, because you still need to be able to access your tools, along with looking good. Again, guys, this is just the very basics of style and basic of accessibility and having both. I can straight up tell you, I did not spend that much on this shirt. I forgot where I got it. It was pretty much on sale one year. I think I spent like 10, 15 bucks on it. So after Angela's work, I'm still not into the clothing that much. You don't have to go to these high-end stores and then get them tailored and on and on and on. However, what I have tried to do is just simply have a little more pride in my appearance. So she's pinned it up. What she's going to do now is she's going to keep going around the back for me. But what I'm going to do here is I'm a right-handed shooter. So I'm going to reach down with my left hand slowly, because she's got pins. I'm not trying to stick myself or bleed all over her carpet. It's simply lift up. See there, I don't want to be able to have to reach down or actually overextend myself to get to the firearm or the draw, and then go from here and be able to just barely clear the gun. If that's all I really need to. Of course, she's going into the back because, again, a long shirt will affect your draw, not just from the front as you reach down to grab the bottom of the garment, but here in the back, believe it or not, I've got a squatter booty. Especially a long shirt is going to get caught on my rear end, regardless of the material that it is. Angela, what do you see when other guys come into your place and they're wearing different materials? Do you recommend them lift the tail up a little bit more? Do you cut it straight across? What do you do, and what do you do with different shirts?
I do. If a shirt has a towel, I recommend removing the towel so that it's one less thing to get snagged, and it brings the whole thing at about the same length. And that will give greater accessibility because it won't be getting snagged. I don't recommend leaving a towel on the back at all.
Makes perfect sense to me. Now, what do you think about, I think I already asked that, never mind. I was about to ask about the flare again, but that's a great point. Like she said, about having the tail and cutting it straight off. Again, the reason we talked about the flare is even though we're cutting the tail off, she's still going to give me a nice V-taper there. So it'll give me good shape in the torso.
Are you happy with that length?
Yeah, I am happy with that length right there. Guys, this is about where you want it to be, about halfway down the crotch. You don't want it to impede anything. And again, I can still do this, and the shirt is not flared like that because I stand like this a lot and can go from there. There's a lot of little things that can impede your draw and the accessibility of the firearm, along with having the proper drape so it is properly concealed. Angela, thank you so much. Do you have anything to add about any tips or tricks for men's clothing?
Just get something that fits. Go for the fit on the collar first. I can't do anything with the collar. The next thing would be to make sure the shoulders fit. Altering sleeves is a big deal, and it doesn't always turn out fantastically.
Okay, that's good stuff. Yeah. So when you're at the store and you're buying stuff off the rack, make sure that you're buying stuff up here first, and you can fix all of this.
Fix anything down.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. See, guys, that's a number one fix right there, and that's a very, very good tip. Again, find somebody good and local. Angela, where can we find you?
I'm on Facebook, So Fabulous Somerville, and also have a website, sofabuloussomerville.com.
All right, and guys, hopefully you will see Angela on the range. She has a fantastic RSO out at Shoot Logic, and she does all of her appointments. You can even set up an appointment through Facebook, correct?
That is correct.
Awesome. Yeah. All right, Angela, thank you so much, guys. What we'll do is after this is taped up, what we'll do at a later time is we'll do a little before and after, really looking forward to that. And what we'll do next time is some different materials with different types of shirts. Again, Sightline Strategies. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Hold your line.